the kiss of death has certainly been applied to ARG. We'll see if they can overcome against their Spanish brethren, RCD Espanyol. We are about to get underway in game number 1. And so important for somebody to set the tone for the rest of the series in a game that very well could go all the way to game 5.
No, and if you're on either of these teams, you don't want to see it go to game 5 because so far today we've had 2 of those, and as you know, it can go either way in those. There is no definitive action, but look at that clear, and Monkey Moon up early to get the clear back to midfield. Loving the speed so far from ARG early on in game number 1.
It'll be Ghostfire, came in as the team's leading scorer. That is still the case, but there's a miss from Monkey Moon. And a nice fake by Mark, whose job is to get the ball to Monkey Moon as quickly as he can, but he cannot, as Mr. Ubi is there to stop ClayX in the corner.
Another demo coming out from ClayX, opening up that net, but once again, ARG unable to get an infield passing play to capitalize on that open net, and a good poke downfield from Ghostfire, but Monkey Moon is there to send it back towards midfield.
Played off to the side very well by Mr. Ubi, but Monkey Moon is there, and a nice save and clearance made by Zamwe and by Ghostfire. But Ghostfire gets hung up in the corner, at least stops Monkey Moon from centering that ball, and now RCD Espanyol can break downfield. Zamwe not able to score, and it will be ClayX getting around Ghostfire.
I'm loving the clears right now from RCD Espanyol. They're pushing that ball all the way downfield, getting it over the third defender. Great field awareness from them. Kind of a questionable clear there from Mr. Ube, though. And here comes ClayX looking for upper 90, can't find it, and Ghostfire turns away the shot from Monkey Moon.
RCD Espanyol, a team that has been shut out now 9 times this season, find themselves on the defensive end. Nobody has been shut out 10 times in a season. Up until now, ClayX gonna drop one in as Ghostfire looked like he backflipped.
There it is, Ghostfire. A little bit of a misplay with his controller, and you gotta capitalize on that. ClayX does so perfectly and gives ARG the 1-0 lead in game number 1.
So it'll be on RCD Espanyol to do something they hadn't done before today, a whole lot anyways. Score more than 1 goal to try and take game 1. Marked by 8, around 1, around 2, but not able to get the shot on target. Can't get this ball centered either, so Monkey Moon will try his luck. He's got ClayX there, and a save made by Zamwe. Follow-up from Monkey Moon is going to be blocked as well. But again, more pressure coming from ARG. This one will drop down, and it will be Ghostfire first onto it.
But what a touch there from Zamwe to buy time for his team to get boosts and come back towards that goal line. But here comes Zamwe, met by Monkey Moon. I'm loving the spacing we're seeing from ARG, and a miss from Ghostfire. Gonna lead to a pass off the backboard, but Monkey Moon sends that shot high, and it's turned to the side.
RCD Espanyol struggling on the defensive end. Now they can break downfield, but Zamwe can't go up for that ball. So here comes ARG again. It'll be Zamwe banking one out, but he cannot play it further. Mr. Ubi can't get this beyond midfield either. And again, ARG applies more and more pressure. Something's got to give here.
That was a great save from Ghostfire, but yeah, ARG not allowing RCD Espanyol to get even remotely comfortable in the offensive half. They just keep pushing that ball back into the orange half, and as I say that, there's Zamwe punishing ARG.
Zamwe will get this unassisted off the challenge. Monkey Moon could not get this ball away, and this RCD team, they continue to do it, Subi, with limited scoring opportunities, still finding a way to put the ball in the net.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing right there that you just said. Limited scoring opportunities, but when they were presented one, they immediately capitalized. One shot for RCD Espanyol and 1 goal up on that scoreboard.
This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. This ball going out beyond midfield. It'll be Mr. Ubi, who has forever and a day to play it, but he doesn't have any boost. Not that ARG knows this. He's able to get this on to the opposite side, and the bump in the net, and RCD makes something out of nothing.
Look at Mr. Ubi. He not only gets the assist, but takes Monkey Moon out of net. All Ghostfire has to do is put it on target, and just like that, RCD Espanyol take the lead.
This game has completely turned around in a matter of seconds for RCD Espanyol. But a ball is going to drop right down to ClayX, and he's got Monkey Moon sitting behind him, which is fine if you can get the ball to him eventually off the backboard, but you want Monkey Moon to be up front taking shots. That's when ARG is at their most dangerous. Here's ClayX looking for Mark, and that shot's going to be blocked away, and it'll be Zamwe to play it over towards Ghostfire.
Yeah, and it just seems like time and time again, ARG continually get the ball by the last defender, but nobody is home for ARG. That third man keeps rotating back for boost, and it's just taking too much time. The pressure isn't there to put the shot on target.
Well, if you watched the first couple of minutes and went to go make a sandwich, welcome back. It's still game one, and it is RCD Espanyol in the driver's seat. Ghostfire up against Mark by 8. This ball will find the middle. Zamwe missed it, and Mark ties the game.
There it is. He sees the defender go up and come back down. That goal is wide open, and look at the recovery off that side wall. That is the difference right there between a rival series player and a ranked warrior.
13 seconds separating us from overtime. We've had plenty of game fives. Not much extra time at all. Here is Mark. No, he's going to let that ball go, and Zamwe will take it instead. Zamwe needing somebody to pass to. Instead has his pocket picked, and the final seconds will tick away with no threat whatsoever. Golden goal in game one.
Yeah, look at the shot differential, though, from ARG to RCD Espanyol. You've got 11 on the board for ARG and just 3 for RCD. And Zamwe looking to get a dunk to send the overtime in their favor, but couldn't find it. But the ball is staying in ARG's half for probably the longest time we've seen the entire game.
Mark against Mr. Ubi. Now it is Zamwe. He's got time. He's got Ghostfire, but he can't find him. Monkey Moon and the ARG defense holding tough enough. Some mayhem in midfield, a lot of collisions, and Mr. Ubi will have to calmly play this, and he does stop ClayX.
And speaking of ClayX, it's almost like he's going for an exterminator medal this game. Seems like he has 4, if not 5 demos already just in game number 1.
The team in RCD Espanyol that has averaged 1 goal per game coming into this week. A very different squad battling in OT in game number 1. Ghostfire up over ClayX. It has to be marked by 8 to play that away, and he does right before eating a demo from Mr. Ubi. And a sure touch from Monkey Moon sends this all the way back down. That could have been very dangerous.
Absolutely.
This also could be. Mr. Ubi can't score like he did in game 5 earlier.
And ClayX missed that ball. Zamwe in the box over 1, but the stuff by ClayX continues overtime as we near a minute and a half.
Mark delayed a little bit getting out of the zone as he ran into ClayX. Not a good clear by Monkey Moon, but a good save by Mark. Now Zamwe keeping the pressure on. It's very different from the first half of this game. Backboard, Mr. Ubi again. No, it's ClayX with the save.
It's just total and utter chaos in the blue half, and finally ClayX gets a much-needed clear downfield. Monkey Moon gonna challenge this and put this up the wall, but Ghostfire pushes it off the ceiling, and back and forth we go, Stacks. These teams so evenly matched.
Good win by Zamwe out front. Mr. Ubi trying to control this, but ClayX is all over him. Mark coming in from the front side, not happening, but there's Monkey Moon. That's why they picked him up, and ARG takes it in OT.
And ClayX hitting Monkey Moon on a dime. Look at this pass towards the top of the box. All Zamwe can do is stare at it, and ARG sneak a win out in game number 1.
We talk so much about the Spaniards in this match. It is the Frenchman, Monkey Moon, who wins it in overtime for ARG. They had RCD Espanyol hemmed in their own zone for much of the first half of regulation, but it became a much different game once RCD got on the board. They finally got a shot on goal from Zamwe. It found the net, and then they added another very quickly, and ARG battles and battles. They get back in this. They take it in overtime. That's got to be a heartbreaker for Espanyol.
It definitely does, but one thing that you also have to look at is how many opportunities did ARG have? There were, 13 shots on board? Like, you cannot allow that many shots if you're RCD Espanyol and expect to come out victorious. I mean, it's good on them that they did take it to overtime, but it just seemed like they only played half a game of Rocket League. I can't wait to see what happens when they play a full 5 minutes with all 3 members getting involved, because for the first 3 minutes, they were shut out as far as shots go. That's just insane.
Yeah, ARG, a team last season that was really snake-bitten. They were a team that looked like they should have been in the top 2. They had a couple of really bad losses, lost a match that they absolutely should not have, and it cost them a shot at the promotion tournament. Now they are back at it again, and they are in danger here against RCD Espanyol. They are a team that, this is a team that could upset them and give them another one of those losses that they should not have on their record. So a loss they can't afford to take if they want to be in the top 4.
No, you're absolutely right, Stacks. RCD already proved this morning that they're capable of stealing a game away from you and an entire series. You don't want to do that if you're ARG. You're already 1-2 on the season. You don't want to go down 1-3. It's going to be so difficult to come back from that and put yourself in that top 4.
Mr. Ubi against Mark by 8. Now Ghostfire has Zamwe waiting, and he missed a mark on the pass. Ubi will try to bring this back in. He cannot. So Monkey Moon will take over for ARG, coming off an overtime winner. Ubi again. Blocked by ClayX. Monkey Moon is there, but he missed the ball. And it will be Zamwe and RCD Espanyol to come downfield.
It's already looking just like game 1. RCD allowing a lot of offense from ARG, but here comes Ghostfire, the 1-2-1 combo coming out. Zamwe gets it over Monkey Moon, but Monkey Moon gets the scoop to put it towards the top of the box, and in comes ClayX. Put that ball towards mid, but there's Zamwe off the post and denied.
You saw Ghostfire almost go for that ball as well. Communication just a little slow there from RCD Espanyol. It hasn't cost them yet. They are on the back foot. Mr. Ubi has to get this away. Ghostfire did not take that corner boost, but he does have plenty in the tank to play this downfield. Zamwe coming on, and Monkey Moon is around him.
Love the confidence taking that ball all the way across the box. No panic from Monkey Moon. And speaking of Monkey Moon, a shot on target, but Mr. Ube staring down the barrel and turning it aside.
ClayX over Ghostfire, and a chance again for ARG. Oh, drop down to Mark, but the shot goes off to the corner. Never got anywhere near the net. Now back the other way. 2v1. They're trying to take out ClayX, but nobody took the shot.
The ball got away from him there, Stacks, and what a good job by ClayX to run away from the defender, but still stay in position to make a defensive stance on that ball, and Mark by 8, sending that one to the side.
Clay got a piece of the corner there, so he couldn't play that ball out the way he wanted to. Now Zamwe, off a miss up high. Mark by 8 will clear it away. Two-man play downfield, but not able to find Mark just yet.
A little too far forward on that passing play. Had the angle not been so far downfield, could have turned into a deadly shot. But here comes ARG looking for their first one as we just found ourselves in the second half of game number 2.
Ghostfire just getting a touch for the sake of getting a touch. It was not what he was looking for at all. And it will be Monkey Moon just ahead of Zamwe to drop this ball back down to the orange half of the field. Here comes Mr. Ubi. It'll need to be Ghostfire for RCD Espanyol to get the attack started, and that pass, Zamwe never had a shot at it.
Yeah, not even close, but sometimes ball just gets away from you, and a good pass off to Mr. Ube, but Mark by 8 saw it all day long, and the booming clear downfield, but nobody's gonna be there as a demo came out from RCD Espanyol.
Mr. Ubi makes one save, and Monkey Moon can't corral it. Here comes Mark by 8. That catches a deflection off of an RCD player. Now it is Monkey Moon. Can't follow that play up either, but he does steal some boost out of the RCD Espanyol zone. Zamwe takes the other back boost. Mr. Ubi is not going to have Zamwe as an option. He's taken out by Mark. so he needs to stall a little bit, and we remain scoreless deep into game 2.
Oh, and Clay X still had boost left to try and follow that, but right now RCD Espanyol starting to get a little impatient on the defensive half. Seeing the last man back starting to creep out of net a little too early. ARG, if they're cognizant of that, could definitely capitalize late in game number 2.
Zamwe pelts one off the backboard again, but it will be marked to clear it away. Excellent backboard defense turns into a scoring opportunity that Mr. Ubi has to stop. Follow-up saved by Zamwe as well. And it's only Monkey Moon stopping them from breaking out. Here comes Clay X to rotate around. Again, a great clear on a ball coming off the back wall that could have been very dangerous in the RCD Espanyol end.
Oh, that's the clear they needed right there, but it's going to be sent all the way back down by Clay X.
Final seconds ticking away. We hadn't had a single overtime all day. Zuby, looks like we're getting a double shot of OT.
They just knew we were on the death stacks. They wanted to put it all out on the field, and why not have no goals in game number 2 after having a million shots on net in game 1? Nothing as far as we're concerned in game number 2.
Potential for some rival series history here. If ARG comes away with this win, it will be the 10th time that RCD Espanyol has been shut out this season. That would be a rival series record.
Yeah, not a record you want on your name. Not attached to you if you're on RCD.
It would break the previous record held by the Dudes and Incognito. Definitely not company you want to keep. It'll be Mr. Ubi here. Trying to do something about that little bout of history. Clay X doesn't really get this out of harm's way. It is going to go all the way across, but Monkey Moon will be there. Marked by 8. Good play off the side. He can play this himself, but instead, Mr. Ubi is there. Monkey Moon saw that coming a mile away. He was ready on the weak side. Could not get a shot on target. Now Zamwe. Zamwe over Mark, but Monkey Moon is there. Another opportunity. That's going to be high. Clay actually get credit for his save and a big clear downfield.
Yeah, I think I would like to see a pass there coming out from Mr. Ubi. He had Ghostfire far left side, but had he called out that he's trying to pass, I think Ghostfire could have positioned himself to put a just screamer on target. Instead, now they're looking at defense, and what a touch coming out from Zawe. The dangerous touch, and Ghostfire ends game number 2 in favor of RCD Espanyol.
History held off for just a moment as RCD Espanyol evens the series, and it is their offensive leader, Ghostfire, who plays hero in game 2. And Zuby, we have a series on our hands.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with RCD in game number 2, limiting the amount of shots that they allowed ARG. They went from, what did they have, 13 in game 1, dropped it down to 7 there. That's just a good defensive stance. They figured out the rotations of ARG, and they started kind of having their head on a swivel saying, hey, look left, look right, because ClayX is rotating through, looking for demos, looking for bumps, looking to take us off the field. They limited that, and that in turn limited the shots coming out from ARG.
Both teams so far have been very even with their shot totals, dead even in that previous game, and it's what we've come to expect at this point with so many teams in the rival series. They're also closely matched, and this one, we thought after the way RCD Espanyol played earlier today, this would be much more of a match than we expected coming into this week. They are not disappointing. They are here to put on a show and save their season. So far, I think that win right there, if they had lost a second overtime in a row to ARG, you might as well have stuck a fork in them.
No, you're definitely right. And one thing that adding 10 teams to the rival series also does is if you do lose 3 matches, it's not as important as previous seasons because you've got a lot more leeway. You have a lot more room to grow. So 3 losses, it's not the end of the day, but once you're staring down at 4, that's a different story. RCD trying to do everything they can to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, once you pick up that 4th loss, you are not in control of your own fate at that point. That ball bouncing away from Ghostfire, and Zamwe is able to bail him out. That clear, very important from Mr. Ubi. It at least gives his teammates time to reset and stock up on the defensive end and prepare for another onslaught from ARG. Monkey Moon is waiting all the way across for Mark by 8, but Mark is never going to get that ball over. Now he will. Monkey Moon is up for it. His shot isn't coming in. PlayX instead, and Monkey Moon, I think, was trying to get a piece of Ghostfire and could not.
Oh man, good bump there from Ghostfire, getting Mark by 8 off that ball. But look at Mark by 8, he was upfield and takes advantage of that, calls out to PlayX that he's down there. Cherry pick doesn't work out, but Zamway coming down, and a good defensive stance in the first minute from ARG, not allowing any shots from RCD.
PlayX powers this away. That's well won by Mr. Ubi, but Mark is there, only to be met by Ghostfire. Monkey Moon's got to turn on this, and he doesn't have anything in the tank to work with. Mark does, and he is going to be stuffed on the wing. Now Mark up again because he had plenty of boost to play with. Saved by Ghostfire.
You gotta be careful with those clears to the both elbows of the box. Those corners that you see is so dangerous, and a double commit from RCD. Can Zamway get down in time? He does, but really nothing dangerous coming out from ARG.
Monkey Moon blocked by Zamway, cannot get that ball in front, so PlayX will take over. PlayX missed there, Mark there to back him up. PlayX has to get back, though, in a hurry because Monkey Moon is sitting in midfield waiting for a pass that never came. Mr. Ubi has that popped up by Mark. Monkey Moon is going to be just off the mark and sent out to the corner. Very few second chance opportunities, very few opportunities in general as that one misses off the corner of the frame, and Zamway will send it away again.
Well, look at the defense, how spread it is for RCD right now. Once that ball reaches midfield, you see both defenders going forward, and there, they get caught off guard. Mark by 8 sees it and puts the first one on the board for ARG.
Just a miss from Mr. Ubi, and you hate to see it with 2:40 left. ARG in a tie-breaking third game has a relatively early lead. But they had the advantage early on in game 1, had to go to overtime and watch that game slip away from them very quickly. RCD can score from out of nowhere.
Yeah, and one interesting thing, Stacks, we just hit halftime. ARG already has 11 shots on board. You have got to be kidding me. The offense is out in droves right now.
That is crazy from ARG.
And not one shot from RCD. Not one.
First, and they couldn't get that ball out to Ghostfire for that first shot. So again, they face even more pressure. And that is followed up by PlayX and still kept out. Highway robbery in game 3.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky rather than skilled, and that's exactly what happened right there. Luck on the side of RCD to keep game number 3 within 1.
Mr. Ubi around 1, but he could not beat PlayX. He could not beat Ghostfire. 90 seconds and change remaining in game 3. RCD Espanyol looking for any break at all so they can get a shot, let alone a goal. It is Ghostfire trying to control this with a clever first touch, but it just got too far away from him.
Oh, good read from Zamway there. Stole that ball away, gave offense over to RCD, but still ARG so aggressive in their defensive half, not allowing even a shot coming out, and that one gonna count, but not in my mind.
Yeah, that is a shot as much as I am a Champ 3 Rocket League player. Here is Ghostfire, popping that one up, and he could not play it any further for himself. Here is Mr. Ubi, stuck on his own back wall. Trouble again as ARG is swarming around the RCD Espanyol end. Zamway, blocked by Monkey Moon. Mr. Ubi can finally get downfield. Can they break this pressure long enough to get an equalizer? Will we have yet another OT? Mark playing that dangerously across his own net. This will be popped up. Nobody from RCD Espanyol can control this, and so it goes back into their own end. PlayX again trying to waste a little more time, and he took that all-important midfield boost. Ghostfire couldn't go for the ball, had to turn and wait for a shot. In the final seconds, Monkey Moon trying to put the game away. He can't. Zamway has this go downfield. Can Ghostfire track it down? It will stay up, and Zamway perhaps can play this, but he's misread it and Monkey Moon beat him to it.
Yeah, good read there from Monkey Moon to kill that ball. Looked like RCD were starting to march downfield to tie this game up and send us to a third overtime. But ARG holds on to the final seconds, and look at the saves from RCD. That is no way to win a Rocket League game. 12 saves, that just means you weren't putting out a lot of offense.
Yeah, 15 shots for ARG. Something had to give. You hope a team can win with 15 shots, but ask Team Echo Zulu. They can put up a lot of shots. They can make a lot of saves as well. We've seen them put up 20 plus already this season. But in a 5-minute game, ARG delivers the 10th shutout loss for RCD Espanyol this season, and they have really been hit or miss, Subi. They didn't have any chances at all. It was stifling offensive pressure all throughout that game for ARG.
No, you just can't break out of your half when there's that many shots coming out and you don't have defenders challenging the ball at the point of contact. You've got to go for those 50-50s. But I think most importantly, we were talking about it, I think we're talking about the end of game last game, and we were talking about it mid-match, was the defense from RCD. They were getting a little too comfortable in their defensive half, saying, hey, we don't need anyone on the goal line. We don't need anyone on the back wall. Let's push forward and allow ARG to put the ball over our head. They need to focus on that in this matchup. They need to keep a guy on the goal line until that ball passes midfield.
Doesn't matter how many goals you give up if you don't score any on your own. 1-0 the scoreline in Game 3. ARG 1 win away from a very important win in the standings. Here is Clay X. He'll have Monkey Moon to back him up. Mark by 8, waiting for a pass, and it's never going to get there. So Mark has to try to play that himself. Ghostfire has Zamway waiting. Can he get the bump play? He can, but Zamway had peeled off, so Monkey Moon will take over.
Oh, and you see Clay X there just tapped his brake just for a millisecond to slow down. Good awareness there, knowing that if he touches that ball, the angle he's at, it's going in his own net.
Mark by 8, around Zamway. Monkey Moon trying to react to that awkward ball off the corner. Just couldn't get it to a teammate. Mark will try. He's got Zamway to deal with. Zamway running out of resource here, and Monkey Moon will take over.
Oh.
Got a bump in front, and Zamway there to save the day. Mark by 8 entirely, and Mr. Ruby almost put the shot on his own net.
It was a calculated back pass, Stacks. Everyone knows that.
Look, I know he's been working on improving his shooting percentage, but it's the blue net.
Oh, and there's Mr. Ube going for Mark, but oh no, the own goal coming out. Sometimes you don't want to hold your teammate's hand when you're going downfield.
He's got his back to the opposing goal, and that is unlucky. Monkey Moon, but he created that play as well. He delayed the shot, delayed, and then finally, when he finally made the shot, it was an awkward touch by the defender. And RCD Espanyol, they're feeling Murphy's Law right now. If it can go wrong, it will, and it has in this series.
Hey, we talked about it earlier, Stack. Sometimes just better to be lucky than good.
Oh, of course. I think the word is calculated. Here's Ghostfire. Double commit in the net as Mark by H credited with the save. It will be Clay X trying to get that midfield boost, and he does. He gave up possession to do so and took some boost out of the other end as well, and Monkey Moon makes the clear along the top.
Love the comms there from ARG. Monkey Moon let his teammate know, hey, I'm up on this back wall, just rotate back, cover back post and down on the ground. Good defense coming out from ARG.
It is Mr. Ubi trying to start off RCD Espanyol, who has not scored since an overtime winner a long time ago. We're working on about 8 minutes now. It is Ghostfire. RCD Espanyol trying to get off the schneid here in Game 4. This is excellent defense, though, from ARG. You talked about their communication earlier, Subi. 1 double commit so far in this game, and it was just on a ball that either one of them could have gone for to clear away off the crossbar.
Now, there's a lot of times where you think, oh, I don't need the demo coming out and Clay X coming in, but Monkey Moon gets the goal, and you see that pool ball up there, Stacks? That's a hard one to get.
Yeah, Monkey Moon will get credited for this off the own goal. It's the second time The ball has gone off of an RCD Espanyol car into their own net. A self-inflicted wound here as they trail by 2 with only 2 minutes left. Play X to keep this ball in the zone again. ARG do not need any more offense whatsoever, but they are happy to keep the pressure on. Another ball off the backboard. Monkey Moon delivers perhaps the dagger in game 4.
Oh my goodness, look at the shot coming out from Monkey Moon, but look at Ghostfire trying to get back in net, scrambling to figure out where he is, and Monkey Moon sends the ball right over his head. 3-0 in favor of ARG. This is gonna be a difficult one to climb back into if you're on RCD.
Not a whole lot of time to work with, and Mr. Ubi is not going to find a teammate with that ball. Instead, it goes all the way back down to Ghostfire on the RCD Espanyol end. Mark again. Monkey Moon, fish in a barrel. No, it's off the crossbar.
Oh.
Play X, backboard again. And now it just feels like they're toying with their food. And this is something that ARG has done over the course of the past couple of seasons, Subi. They've hit the post a lot. They've hit the crossbar. At least this time, it's not a significant consequence with a 3-0 lead.
They're just trying to kill the clock right now. They don't want another one on the board. They don't want to play any longer?
Maybe. Davis from watching another goal replay. Here is Clay X high off the corner and marked by 8. We'll just keep this in. So often you'll see a soccer team just dribble the ball down to the opponent's corner and hold it there. That's what you're seeing right now out of ARG. They have been in full control over the past 2 games. Working on 2 clean sheets in a row if they can keep RCD Espanyol off the board. Mr. Ubi's got something to say about it. Trying to dribble in on marked by 8. He cannot. Follow up from Ghostfire, not there. This goes over Zamway. It's an awkward play from him, and Monkey Moon will just drop it right back into the orange half of the field.
Well, good on ARG to come in to week number 2 and really put on a show, only dropping 1 game to RCD Espanyol, and more importantly, propelling themselves to 2-2 in that win-loss column.
Win the games you are absolutely supposed to win on paper. ARG were the favorites. They have held serve here. That probably was the best shot right there of the past 2 games. It came from Zamway, and it came far too late. ARG